my name is Lauren Sandler and I'm the Learning Specialist for the UF Teaching Center. In this video session, we'll be going over classroom discussions. So first, let's ask ourselves, what's the point of a classroom discussion? Well, classroom discussions allow our professors to gauge our efforts, and it also gives you an opportunity to prove your understanding of the material. It also is an ideal time to present any problems that you're having with the material and to allow your professor to clarify any gaps in the knowledge. Additionally, it can be more engaging than a lecture. It helps a lot of different learning styles come together and participate with the material and actively learn it, which will in turn help you remember it in the long term. And it can also produce new insights and connections to the material. Your classmates may have different ideas on the subject than you do, and you have different ideas on the subject than they do. By coming together and collaborating, you guys have a general idea of all the different ways you can look at the material. So when you're providing a response, what should you do? Well, being loud and clear is very helpful so everyone can hear you in the classroom. Be concise and use concrete and specific language. Avoid using cliches and generalizations, and give specific examples to help illustrate your point. And additionally, make sure that you know the rules of the class. Professors may have very specific rules, such as don't interrupt one another, raise your hands and wait to be called on, or you must participate at least one time per class. So know the rules that your professor has, but I'm going to go over some general rules that apply to all classroom discussion situations. So first, on the do side, you should participate. Make sure that your voice is heard, especially if you have a strong idea about something. Come to class prepared. Know the material and know what this discussion is about. Also make sure that you come to class on time. By missing part of a discussion, you won't get that material any other way, so make sure that you're in class on time. On the other hand, do not monopolize classroom participation time. Make sure that you're contributing on average the same amount as the other students. Also, do not bring your personal concerns into the classroom in the discussion. Talk to your professor and your TAs after class, and also try not to be distracting during a discussion. Next are some tips for you to excel at classroom discussions. So first, as I said before, always read the assigned text and come to class prepared. Know any questions or comments you may have as you're reading the material. If you write them down and bring them to class, you are so well prepared, you'll already have your responses ready to go. Next, try to be a good listener. Look at the person who's talking. Listen for ideas that are being repeated, and make note of any idea that your professor is elaborating on. These are the concepts that you'll probably be tested on and that you know are the most important to the class. Make sure that you think before you speak, and look for opportunities to make helpful contributions. Evaluate your statement and think about whether or not it's relevant to the discussion. More tips for excelling at classroom discussions is to make sure that you always ask questions. If you have a question, don't be shy, raise your hand and ask it, because you're probably not the only one with that question. Avoid making sweeping generalizations because they do have the potential to be very offensive to some of your classmates. Also, when you have a very strong opinion, you may defend your views confidently, but try not to do so aggressively. If you are challenged, try not to get defensive, and when you are making strong statements, try to be sensitive to other classmates. Make sure that you know when to just drop a point and just agree to disagree. It's okay if you don't agree with your friends, just drop the subject and don't argue about it during class. And then additionally, make sure that you pay attention to the conclusions that are presented by the students and by your professors. Write down the important ones so that you know what to be prepared for the exam or your essays and papers. For additional resources from the UF Teaching Center, we have individual study skills appointments, we have video resources on a variety of topics, and we have walk-in and private tutoring for your course-specific questions. We look forward to seeing you soon, and good luck.
The Teaching Center, UF's Learning Resource Center.